Thank you. We move on. We've just solved the number 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we are going to number 5. The number 5 question says 16 raised to power minus 4. Then y raised to power 3, you close in a bracket, all raised into power of 1 over 4. Now we have this number which is 16 raised to power minus 4, y raised to power minus 3 is equal to 1 over 4. I mean, raised to the power of 1 over 4. Now that we have this, how are we going to move on by this? There are certain ways you can do this. Now, the first thing is that you will first of all work on this, which will give you now 16. When you have 16 raised to power minus 4, that will be multiplied by y raised to power 3 all to the power of what? Of 1 over 4. So what you will do is, you can do it by separating first, or you can do it by using the last power to work it out directly. Then how would that be? If I really want to use the last power, the power to work it out, that means I will say, I will have 16 raised to power minus 4 multiplied by y raised to power 3. Oh, sorry, it's not 3, it's 8. It's 8 from the real question. Please, there's a mix-up in the question there. That's raised to power 8. That is what we have there. Now, the next thing is for you to now use the 4 to work on it. You will now add all to the root of 4. And don't forget that everything will be on raised to power 1. And don't forget that when you raise any number to the power of 1, it doesn't change or make any effect on it. The number remains as it is. 2 raised to power 1 is 2. 10 raised to power 1 is 10. Any number raised to power 1 is the number itself. So this value remains as it is. So the next thing is, we will now say we have root 4. We have 4 roots of 16 raised to power minus 4 multiplied by y raised to power 2 all into the power of 4. That's 8. We've broken the 8 down. How can we get the 8? The 8 can be gotten by saying 2 times 4, which we can have a perfect number of this there. So the next thing we're going to do is that we now say root 4 cancel power 4. It also cancels the 4 here. So what do we have left? We are left with 16 raised to power minus 1 multiplied by y raised to power 2. So since you have this, the next thing is, this one is a minus of a power. That becomes a reciprocal. You have 1 over 16 multiplied by y raised to power 2 over 1. So the next thing you will have, multiply them, you have y raised to power 2 over 16. That marks our final answer. Now we go to the last question there, which is number 6. Number 6 question says is 0.064 all to the into bracket raised to minus 1 over 3 raised to the power of minus 1 over 3. If we are going to start with, we will start with the bracket first. The bracket, the only significant number in the bracket is 64. So that's what we will start with. That will be 64 over. Now, your point here turns to 1. It turns to 1. That will be 1. How many number are you having after the decimal point? 1, 2, 3. Those ones turn to zeros. So you have 64 over 0. I mean 64 over 1,000. So the next thing we are going to do is we are going to work on our power. Our power, okay, let's put this one over this minus 1 over 3. We want to take the working step by step so that for the viewers at home to understand it better. So the next thing is we now move to the next step of root 3. We are having root 3. Root 3 will now be 64 over 1,000. That means we are raising all these. We are raising it to the power of minus 1. Don't forget, we've used the roots to find, we've used the denominator as our root. Then the numerator remains our power. So the next thing is, what is the number I can multiply in 3 places that will give me 64? I think 4 times 4 will give me 16. 16 times 4 will give me what? 64. So once I have that, I know. Now the next thing is, that will give me 4. 4 over Then let's come to 1000. 10 times 10, that's 100. 100 times 10 will give us 1000. That means we are having 10 here. So the next thing is we have 4 over 10 raised to power minus 1. So what we have here is this. For us to effect this, we know that once our power is negative, it's going to turn to a reciprocal. So that means we have 1 over 4 over 10. Don't forget that these two are together. Now, the next thing is to give you the 1 that you are having as a reciprocal becomes 1 over 1. Then, this is a division. You have a division sign over, that will be 4 over 10. Do you understand? That's the meaning of what you have here. Because this number raised to power 1 remains that same number. So what you have, this is what you have. Then the next thing will now be, we now have 1 over 1 multiplied by 10 over 4. That will give us 10 over 4. 1 times 10, 10. 1 times 4, 4. So we now have 2 here, 5, 2 here, 2. So our final answer will now be 2.5. That's our final answer. So thank you for this one as we're having. Thank you. We have done all the questions that we have now. And there's still the last aspect of indices that talks about the exponential equation. So after this one, we will go into that. So please just be waiting or be expecting the next video as we are going to future questions on exponential equation. Thank you. God bless you.